All right, we are back with another episode of Plotting. For those who don't know, this is the show where I'm trying to figure out what's the plot of some sort of media property based on the title. And then we'll get into it. We'll really get into it. We'll figure out, how close was I, all those types of things. So just like always, again, I haven't seen any of this. This is all brand new to me. But my co-host has picked out another movie for us, or another title. I don't even know if it's a movie. Honestly, I have no idea.
It is a movie today. It is a movie.
All right. So it's a movie. So she picked out a good movie for us, or at least a movie. We'll find out if it's good. I'm guessing it's not going to be. Oh shit! Amazon original. I think it's the first Amazon that we've done. We haven't. Very excited about it. Very excited about Amazon. Very excited about an Amazon original. I haven't seen these. So let's get into it. Hit me with the title. What am I trying to figure out today?
Okay. The title is, this is an Amazon original movie from 2020. The title is I'm Your Woman.
I'm Your Woman.
Yeah. Could go in many different directions.
It's either going to be a lesbian romance story, which I don't think it is. That's a little too on the nose.
Like I'm gonna word or something?
Yeah, something like that, but kind of a, he's your man situation, but, with women, I guess. But I'm going to say that's too on the nose. I'm going to say I'm Your Woman is, I'm going to say this is a political situation where somebody is running. So there's going to be a woman who's running for office against some sort of man, probably misogynist of some sort, or, something like that, who's maybe kind of run for a long time. She's going to run against him, and he's mostly like unopposed, or he mostly, kind of just runs over stuff or whatever. And, this is like a head of state Chris Rock situation where she kind of comes from nowhere and she wins the thing. That's what I think this is. The romance thing seems too on the nose. So I'm going to say I'm Your Woman is a political comedy, dramedy, maybe a dramedy situation. That's a couple of funny lines here and there, whatever, but mostly about, I guess, women can win office, or I'm not really sure what the moral is, but, this woman, she's going to beat the guy and, the whole thing. I don't know. That's what I think. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. So what is it? What is this actual thing? How close did I get?
The plot for I'm Your Woman is, oh my goodness. An ad popped up. No. In this 1970s set crime drama.
God damn it. These fucking old movies. Okay.
A woman is forced to go on the run after her husband betrays his partners, sending her and her baby on a dangerous journey. So when I watched the trailer, this lady's husband says, I'm going to be back late tonight. Are you going to be okay? And she says, yeah, I'm good. And then all of a sudden someone knocks on the door and wakes her up and is like, you and your baby need to leave. And you'll go with I can't remember his name, Sal. And then he just was like, oh, I'm Sal. And Sal takes her and they leave. But I guess then she has to do some crime.
Okay. Right,
she seems like she gets wrapped up in it because her husband was, so she owes a debt maybe. Someone comes to take her away to save her.
Okay. Was the guy's actual name Sal, or was literally the only name you could come up with was Sal?
It's something short like that. Let me.
Okay, so you came up with this. So you were like, "Hey, let me think of a generic name for a dude," and Sal was the best name. It was the first name. You were like, "That's the one I'm going with." Sal, that's the name.
No, it's something close to that.
Got it. Okay, so that was.
Okay, right, his name's Cal. His name is Cal.
That's completely different than Sal. That's literally completely different than Sal. What are you talking about? Cal?
Similar.
No, that's not at all. No, Sal is like an Italian guy from New York, and Cal is from the West Coast. I mean, that is literally as far away as you could possibly get.
Okay, Sal is normally like a Jewish guy from New York, so I'll give you that. This guy is not.
It doesn't have to be Jewish. He can be Italian. There's plenty of Italian Sals.
Oh, I've mostly known Jewish ones. I guess there's Saul.
But Saul's a completely different. Saul has another letter.
I understand.
Saul is literally 33% longer. The name is 33% longer. I don't understand what's happening. All right. Okay. So we've now established that you have no idea how men have been named for the last 100 to 200 years.
Apparently.
All right. So that's fine. So I guess I'm kind of into this movie for a second here. So hold on. So you're saying, all right, I'm confused. So this lady's husband is a criminal. And then he's like, hey, what's up? I'm going to do some crime tonight. Are you cool like cooking something in that newfangled microwave that I probably bought with some ill-gotten gains that I stole from somebody else? Are you cool with that on like a TV dinner for tonight with the baby that I'm abandoning because I'm not being a present father? And she's like, yeah, whatever, it's cool. I'm used to this. And so he's like, all right. And so then he does his thing, but then something happens to him. And then some dude shows up with a name that none of us have any idea. And he shows up and he's like, hey, what's it? Just knocks on the door, just rings the doorbell, or maybe one's like turn doorbells, you used to have back in the day. So he just like rings one of those bad boys, and he's dressed in his bell bottoms, and he's got his like hair and shit going on. And he's like, hey, we have to go? I don't know. So he's just like, hey, what's up? Your husband's in trouble, so we have to go? Or he's like, hey, your husband's in trouble, so now you got to go do some criminal shit.
No, it's like this one dude with a beard knocks on her door and is like, and asks and tells her something's happened. I can't remember the husband's name. Something's happened with Terry. You need to get your stuff. And he busts into their house and takes like wads of cash. He takes them. He goes, oh, you're gonna go to Cal now. And Cal's just standing outside her house, and she just goes with Cal.
Whoa, hold the phone. That's a completely different description. So you're saying there's a second guy. So you're saying the person who shows up and knocks on the house. No. The person who shows up and knocks on the door is not Sal. It is not Sal. Sal is standing outside. So Sal has a guy. Sal has a soldier that he's sending to the door. Who says? And so what you're telling me is that Sal. So Sal obviously knows this guy well enough where he says, I know where all the cash is hidden. I know where whatever's hidden inside. So we'll figure it out or whatever. And so you're telling me that he then tells his soldier guy, his peon, he says,
I'm not sure.
So Sal says, hey,
I'm not sure Sal is the one telling the other guy to go in. I'm not sure.
How is it not? Because he said you're going to go with Sal, and Sal's waiting in the car. Like, what is this guy doing? That doesn't make any sense. Like, Sal obviously is the one running the stuff. So he has somebody. Look, now I'm way more interested in Sal. Now I want to know what's up with Sal. Like, this dude, first of all, he knows this criminal, right? He knows this criminal husband, but then he's like, dude, but I also have enough power over this other guy where I'm going to get him to go in and basically kidnap you to come with me. And we're going to take this cash or whatever, and we're going to run out and stuff like that. So now Sal's a way more interesting character. He's not just an Italian guy from New York. He's now way more interesting. This is a way more interesting person. That's what I'm saying. You undersold the movie. You are underselling this movie. Now I'm kind of interested.
Beginning.
I don't think that's true. I don't.
Yes,
I don't think. I said
someone comes in and says this other dude. And I said Sal, even though it's Cal. And then all you could remember that I just didn't pick the name correctly.
I think that you're misremembering what it was that you said, but that's fine. Either way. So now Sal is out here and he's got her in the car or whatever. And then they go do some criminal shit together. So this lady, she knows the criminal world.
He kind of hides her because people are chasing her. And so they're protecting her. And so then he brings her to his family, like his wife and his dad teaches her how to shoot a gun. And then she talks to his wife and she's like, why did I have to learn how to shoot a gun? And they're just like, well, we thought you needed it for the next step. You should have done it first before what comes next. And then after that, there's a lot of chaos, and she has blood, and she gets in the car, and she was like a shooting in a nightclub. I'm not really sure.
All right. Well, now I'm a little bit more out on this movie because look, we gotta stop fucking teaching people to shoot guns in like 6 seconds. All right, it's not that easy to shoot a fucking gun. Okay, you ever tried to shoot a gun? You ever gone out like you try to shoot?
Yeah,
shoot
I'm not
something.
Great at it.
It's fucking difficult. Okay, it's really difficult to actually hit something.
The noise alone is distracting.
Look, the amount of
people, and that's not getting into any other part of it.
The amount of people who think that they can go out with a fucking handgun and shoot, and forget a fucking rifle, go with a fucking handgun and actually hit a moving target, even a stationary target, is shockingly low. Okay, you can actually look this up. The trained military professionals hit less than a quarter of their intended targets. Less than a fucking quarter of their intended targets in battle. Think about that. That is a trained person, okay? A trained fucking military operator hits less than a quarter of his or her targets on average in battle, okay? To think that this woman, who's a fucking housewife back in the 70s, when they're fucking walking around with goddamn 44 magnums, like this is like some legitimate Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry shit, okay? Have you ever tried to shoot a 44 magnum? First of all, these are fucking heavy as shit, okay? They're heavy as shit. They've got unbelievable kickback. So you can't, look, Dirty Harry was like a brawn, he was like brawn, okay? Like he was brawn embodied, right? Dirty Harry was legitimately out there shooting people with a fucking 6-shooter that weighed like 400 pounds, okay? And he's just holding it in one hand because he's like super strong. He's like a stout guy, whatever. Like he does this thing, whatever, all those things. This fucking housewife is not going to be able to shoot anybody. The gun technology back in the 70s was poor, okay? It was poor. I'm telling you that right now. Now, it was not as poor as like the 1700s, when like the fucking redcoats were standing there and you guys, you stood like 12 feet from each other and everybody put their fucking, little bullet in their fucking musket and they held it up and they shot and like you literally didn't even know. First of all, like you hit people like, I don't know, like 12% of the time, but then it didn't even shoot straight. So like you'd shoot at the guy and like you'd hit the dude who was like 4 people over because like the bullet literally didn't come out of the chamber like straight. But in the 70s, the bullet came out straight. But people still can't hold a fucking weapon straight like that. Like it's almost impossible for the untrained to be trained and just be able to shoot things. Like it's basically fucking impossible. Okay? Like you just can't do it. Like you can't just go out and pick up a gun and fucking shoot somebody. You can't do it. To your point, the fucking concussive sound that is going to happen with this fucking 44 Magnum that they're going to hand this lady. Again, an untrained housewife. They're going to be like, hey, by the way, here's Dirty Harry's fucking gun with some real bullets, and her arm is even shorter than Dirty Harry's. Okay, think about this lady. Her arm is even shorter. The amount of distance that the sound has to travel is way shorter. It is going to get to her ears even faster with even more concussion because it is not dissipated as much as it did with Dirty Harry's fucking like 4-foot arm. Her arm is like 1.5 feet long. She's gonna shoot this thing. It's gonna blow her fucking eardrums out. She's going to have no idea what's happening. There's going to be a ringing going on. Her head is going to start spinning. I'm assuming the person who took her husband or whatever, for whatever fucking reason, she's got to go and fight these bad guys. These bad guys are 100% going to be number more than one, right? Like it's not just one bad guy. There's more than one. So even if she hits that first guy, even if she gets fucking lucky and she hits the first guy, her head is going to be ringing so loudly, she's not even going to hear the bullet. That's actually going to fucking pierce her temple from the guy who's standing directly next to her, who is a trained criminal. Trained criminal ready to fucking shoot her with his own 44 Magnum because he has decided, I want to undertake a professional career of shooting weapons. And I'm going to undertake years, possibly decades of weapons training. Unlike this woman who fucking just held a gun for the first time 6 hours ago, and now she's gonna go out and she's gonna fucking shoot everybody? That shit is not lit. It's just not possible. It's not possible. Plus, she's got a fucking baby. What's the baby doing? The baby's just hanging out with the family?
That's actually just really a funny comment that you make, because I was reading some of the reviews, and the reviews are just like, it's a crying baby. That's all. Apparently, that's all the movie is. The baby cries a lot in the movie.
You can't shoot a gun with a crying baby. The amount of fucking, first of all, she's going to shoot that once. And if the baby is on her hip, number one, why are you carrying a baby into battle? That doesn't make any sense. That's just stupid. Secondly, that baby is not going to stop crying. It's not going to stop crying, but it's going to be even louder because the baby's fucking ears are so underdeveloped that the second that 44 goes off, it's going to blow those eardrums out. So now the baby is not going to be able to regulate how loud the baby is crying. So actually the baby's going to cry even louder. But here's my question. Why is the fucking baby with her? Why does she have to go anywhere anyways? She goes to the family. Why is Sal not saving this lady? He's like, hey, I'm going to take you to my family so I can teach you how to shoot a gun, and then you're going to come with me, and we're not even going to keep your baby back home? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what's happening in this.
With her shooting the gun.
Well, then why is the baby crying the whole time? I don't understand.
That's what people just say.
But this is my point. This is my point. So if the baby is not with her, then why does she have to go? That's my question. Sal seems to know what's happening with this whole thing. He seems to get it. Like, he's like, hey, what's up? I know where all the fucking cash is and your shit. Like, I know where everything is. I know what's going on. But now this lady's like, hey, what's up? I'll go with you, Sal. Let's go shoot some criminals, even though I'm untrained and I have no idea what I'm doing. Think about it. The first time that she hears a bullet coming at her, she's going to piss her pants. Like, that's just a fact. There's nobody who like stands and sees somebody holding a gun like pointed at him and isn't like, hey, you know what? Like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I've had 2 guns pulled on me in my entire life. I was scared shitless both times. Okay, both times I was scared shitless of the gun that was pointed at me. Like, this is like, you know how much concentration I had when I had a gun pointed at me? Zero, literally zero concentration. There was no concentration whatsoever. It wasn't even shooting at me. It wasn't even like, oh, I'm gonna get shot. It was just pointed in my general direction. And you really think that I'm going to be able to go untrained and just like, hey, what's up? Let me take out all these fucking bad guys now? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I don't understand what's happening here. I don't get it. Why are they training her to shoot the gun? Why aren't they protecting her and the baby? What's going on?
I think that
who the hell is Sal?
It looks like
I don't understand what's happening.
Kind of trained to be like a hitman. Like she doesn't.
Yes, that's my point. They are training her. They're like, you're going to go be John Wick. I just explained to you why she's not. You know how much fucking training John Wick had? Like, this dude has been decades shooting people. This lady is not going to be able to just go out and fucking take out a criminal syndicate within 6 hours of picking up her first fucking 44. It's the 1970s. The gun technology is so poor. It is so poor. She's not even going to have, think about this. She's not even going to have a fucking automatic gun. It's going to be a 6-shooter. She's going to literally, I know they existed, but like, they're not going to hand her like, hey, what's up? Here's a Beretta or something like that. They're going to be like, here's a fucking 44 with a 6-shooter that you have to pop out and take out individual fucking bullets, not even a clip. You're going to have to literally load individual bullets back into this fucking gun when you run out, when you inevitably miss on the first 6 fucking shots because you have no idea what you're doing. That's what's going to happen with this lady. They are sending her. I think Sal's trying to kill her. I think that's what's happening. I think Sal's trying to kill her.
Probably.
That's what this sounds like.
Would you watch this movie?
No, I don't think so. I don't get it.
How many?
Honestly, actually, I take that back.
Thumbs?
I take that back. It's actually 2 different questions. If this is a thumbs down for me, 100%. This is a thumbs down because I just don't believe it. Like this, and again, it's not because she's a woman. Like any single person, anybody that they were like, hey, what's up? We're going to teach you how to shoot in 6 hours. It's just not going to happen, especially in the 1970s. This shit's just not going to work, right? These people are fucking on a bunch of LSD and they're listening to disco music. They're not going to be able to shoot people. It's just not going to happen. But I might watch it. Honestly, I might watch this movie because I genuinely need to know what is happening. I'm going to be super pissed if this baby is just fucking screaming the whole time because that sounds awful.
That really sounds like what it is.
But I do kind of need to know what's happening because I just fundamentally don't understand this story. Like I can't figure out what's happening. And you've been little help on that front. You've been very little help on that front. I'll be honest with you. It's very little help.
Trend of ending every movie or every episode, just
I'm saying
frustration out of the world of entertainment out on me. I did not make the trailer.
Okay, but you understand that, like, I literally don't know what's happening in this movie, right? Like, you haven't been able to describe what's happening in this movie to me.
I don't know what's happening in this movie.
Right,
How
that's
am
my
I
point.
supposed to do that? That's not my fault.
No, that's actually literally my point. Like, I'm saying, like, you have been little help on explaining to me what is happening in this movie. Like, I have no idea what's happening in this film. I don't get it. I don't know. All I know is that I kind of hope this lady gets shot and their baby gets fucking shot. Like, that's what I hope happens, honestly. Because it sounds super annoying.
Should have to watch her baby get shot, or should her baby get shot after?
Oh no, they should shoot the baby first. I'd shoot the baby first. This thing's crying all the time. Like, shut that fucking baby up. You know what I mean? Like, don't bring a baby to a gunfight and then expect me not to shoot the baby.
Like quite a few reviewers agreed with you and maybe did not word it in that way.
No, I'm saying, like, look,
that's what they wanted.
If you're gonna bring a baby to a gunfight, like, you gotta expect that baby's gonna get shot if it starts making a bunch of noise, because that's gonna ruin the concentration of people. It's a gunfight. You need to have concentration in a gunfight.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's an objective scientific fact.
You proved it.
All right. So I don't know. What do you think? I'm thumbs down. What are you?
1 thumbs down or 2 thumbs down?
I'm 2 thumbs down. If the baby's gonna cry the whole time, I'm definitely 2 thumbs down.
But you're still gonna maybe watch it?
Yeah, because I need to know what's happening. Because I fundamentally don't get what's. I don't even know why they're training this lady. Like, I just can't figure it out. I don't understand. Like, Sal shows up and then they train the lady. I don't get it. I have no idea what's happening in this movie.
I don't really understand either. I'm gonna be honest. I probably am, like, at like neutral.
You're neutral on this.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right. So you like this better than our last episode where it was about children superheroes. So you're more okay with this baby.
Yeah.
This single mom baby gunfight shooter lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. All right. Honestly, it's the one I expected.
It's not gotten much better reviews, but yeah, absolutely. I think I'd kind of be interested to see how they played it out.
All right, that's right. Me too. I mean, like the way you explain, like, I need to know what's happening. I don't get it. So it is interesting. All right, so we did it. We did it here.
We did.
A little bit better than last time here. That's I don't remember the name of this movie. What's the name of this movie again?
I'm Your Woman.
Oh, I don't get
how. Right. Yeah, I'm interested to find like how the title fits, because I'm just like not getting.
Oh, I have no idea. I think it's probably better than my political thing, because I didn't like the political thing. It's just like what it sounded like to me. So it's probably better than that.
I want to say I don't
know. The baby might ruin it.
Last episode, and I thought your plot for our last episode was far better.
Oh, the baby one what was it? We Could Be Heroes or whatever with the firefighter. Who doesn't like a firefighter movie? You know what I mean? Like, let's get some dudes. Let's get them with the shirts off and like the no smoking mask and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Were those kids' parents really heroes if they were taken by aliens?
No, they weren't. That was my entire point. Like, but then like, hey, what's up? Like, here's the kids.
I'm still like a little frustrated about the fact that movie.
No, it didn't make any sense. Look, like I said, it should have been a miniseries. There should be a 400-minute miniseries of here's exactly how all this stuff happened. We're getting back into like the same issues we got into last episode. We just gotta stop. I don't think so. I think people who are watching this genuinely want to hear more about that. If you do, or if you have ideas for other movies or whatever, you can hit us up. We got an email. What's the email?
The email is info.plotting@gmail.com.
All right, so you get us up there. Otherwise, if you listen on the podcast, we appreciate it. Please subscribe, rate, review, all that stuff. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe and comment and like and all that stuff. It does help us out. We do appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Otherwise, we'll be back next week with a couple more episodes, couple more titles, couple more whatever. Trying to get into it, trying to understand the world of Hollywood, trying to bring it to you in an enlightened fashion. Until then, everybody stay safe out there, and we will see you next time.